A housing protester has stormed the stage at a Jeremy Corbyn event to demand he condemn Labour councils for socially cleansing us. Aysen Dennis unfurled a banner inches from the Labour leader last night after he avoided making a full-throated attack on his own party. The 59-year-old shouted, "You didn't even condemn those councillors who are socially cleansing us." Another audience member heckled, "You haven't stopped here any councillors." A heckler also shouted as the event ended, "How big is your house?" It comes after Mr. Corbyn put himself on the warpath with inner city councils at Labour's conference by saying he would force them to give residents a direct vote on regeneration if Labour wins power. But last night he stopped short of fully condemning the councils, many of which are run by Labour, instead saying he hoped they would listen. Aysen Dennis has lived for 24 years in a flat on the vast Aylesbury estate in South London, which is facing demolition. She was at the event with Mr. Corbyn's own brother Piers, who was blocked from rejoining the Labour Party in September. Piers Corbyn, who lives near the estate, held a Fight Aylesbury banner with her after the Q&A as she said they have campaigned together for 18 years. However, he didn't join the one-woman stage invasion and stressed he backed his brother's policies. Jeremy Corbyn faced the clash as he attended a screening of social housing documentary Dispossession to mark 6 months since the Grenfell Tower fire. Panel members at a Q&A urged him to react to criticism of regeneration by London Labour councils Haringey, Southwark, and Lambeth. But he gave a lengthy answer explaining councils are not allowed to borrow, and have problems obtaining land, and are in an ongoing legal process. He then added, "I fully understand the feelings of people on the ground in all 3 areas you've mentioned, and I hope those councils will take into account the points I put and the view that was put by a very large majority to a resolution that was agreed at Labour Party conference in September." The film's director Paul SNG branded the town halls Labour in name only and demanded, "What can you do as the leader of the Labour Party to influence these councils?" Mr. Corbyn replied, "To encourage the point I made on community consent, to encourage the points that have been put in the Labour conference decision. And also look at the overall picture of what's happening in inner city areas all across the country." Saying Britain had some of the worst quality and priciest housing in Europe, he added, "There's no reason for that other than a lack of political will to do something about it. I certainly have that political will to do something about it." Aysen Dennis said Mr. Corbyn's answer was not good enough. "We've had enough," she told the Mirror. "This is our life and I'm fighting for it and I'm never ever going to give up." Piers Corbyn highlighted his brother's pledge to give estate residents a vote on regeneration projects at Labour's party conference, and other policies like his vow to build 500,000 social homes. He told the Mirror, "I think probably Aysen wanted to hear these things more forcefully. Jeremy is clear about these things." A string of London councils have faced criticism and legal battles over their regeneration plans. Fresh questions are looming over the Aylesbury estate project, and its £1.5 billion price tag, after the government ordered Southwark Council to rewrite compulsory purchase offers for more than 1,300 residents' flats. In Lambeth, South London, residents of the Cressingham Gardens estate are waging a campaign to save their homes from demolition. And in Haringey, North London, the council is facing a legal battle over its plans to transfer around £2 billion of assets including land, buildings and housing into a public-private venture called the Haringey Development Vehicle, HDV. The plan is a major factor in a row between left-wingers and centrists that has seen more than a dozen Haringey councillors deselected or withdrawn. Supporters of the projects say councils have no other option to free up cash for new homes because the Tory government won't let them borrow. Last night's event also saw audience members attack Mr. Corbyn for promising to pause and fix the totality of benefit universal credit but not ditch it entirely. "The end game of universal credit is the abolition of the welfare state," said one. Another yelled, "It's killing people, Jeremy, right now. We know people that are going to die." But he was cheered for saying, "I realized there wasn't sufficient money in the budget to improve housing stock. That's why I want to get rid of this government."